Starscream is dead now. I must leave the rebuilding of Cybertron to you.
Perceptor, why are you scoping out Starscream?
There's something very different.
The Titans have awoken and will level cities with their combat. Now you've gotten curious.
Is that Starscream?
You thought you could kill me?
Now what?
We pray.
We have never known this level of chaos. This is the beginning of the end.
Hey, it's Regimus Maximus again. Last time I did my Combiner Wars review, now it's time for me to do my Titans Return video. Hey, get ready.
Regimus Maximus reviews.
Alright, last time we did my review of the Combiner Wars video, of the Combiner Wars series, and this time we're doing a review of the Titans Return. Now in this series, everything picks up where Combiner Wars actually left off and everything. And if you actually take a look at some of the animation and everything, even like the scale of some of these guys have changed a little bit and everything, because Minosaur, he's really not as big. If you remember before, I mean, he was actually able to grab Windblade in his hand, and now they just ain't that size. That's one thing that I probably did not like about the whole thing, because I would have rather for them to kept their size, or actually maybe even started them out the same size. That way, you know, you really couldn't have really told anything as far as that was concerned. We go on my video after the events of Combiner Wars. They return, they woke up. Right, you got Metroplex. He transforms, and Optimus. They want Optimus Prime to stay, but pretty much he's like, "Nah, I'm going to go ahead and leave all that up to y'all. Y'all take care of the rebuilding of Cybertron." He tells Windblade, you know, that she has Metroplex now, and she needs to go ahead and attend to him. I do like the aspect as far as the Titans and the city speakers. I do like that aspect with the whole situation. I guess that's from the whole IDW comics and everything. But also, I do like the part and everything within this and everything where Hot Rod pretty much takes it upon himself and everything. He decides not to be the leader of the Autobots no more. So, I mean, he does that and everything. And, you know, there was a lot of people that really weren't into the whole thing, especially at the end of G1, because it was raised on Optimus Prime and everything like that and everything. So, I mean, I thought it was decent, but I was glad when they actually brought Optimus Prime back. So, I do like the fact that Judd Nelson is Hot Rod in this. I mean, a lot of the voice actors, you know, from the past ones, as far as Combiner Wars, these are some new actors and everything. So you have like, I think Peter Cullen's Optimus Prime. And then you even got David Frank from the Power Rangers. He's actually Emissary, so I think that's real cool too. What I actually like about this whole dynamic of this series, Decepticon, the war is over. And so what they're against right now and everything is something beyond the Autobots and Decepticons. So, I mean, it's them trying to fight for a mutual cause type of thing. So, I mean, that aspect with the whole thing. I mean, there are some people I know that don't like this series, but I'm one person that loves it. If you go back and look at G1, at the end of G1, if we would have had something like this around that time, that would have been awesome, and this would have been a classic. I mean, to me, all you got to really do is add some kick-ass music to it and everything, and it's an amazing series. I mean, like I said, I mean, it could almost be a movie. So I mean, like I said, I mean, I know there's those that don't like it to each your own, but I am one of the people who actually loves this series. And like I said, the dynamic with Windblade and everything, and the fact that they actually brought Triptychon back, and he's got to go against Metroplex. I mean, that whole dynamic is just awesome. I do like Perceptor's role in this whole story. I mean, because pretty much Perceptor actually backs up everything that goes along and everything. And his intelligence within it, I mean, just adds so much and everything. And also has a little bit of comedy as far as, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody looks at him, want him to be more of a warrior type, but that's just not what he does at all. I mean, growing up watching G1 and you've seen like Metroplex and Triptychon actually do battle before, but this right here, it just takes things to a whole other level. Their fight scenes within this, like I said, I mean, it should have been like a movie. Like I said, I mean, all you need is some good rock music added to it and everything. And I remember I used to post that in some of the comment sections of the Go 90 app and everything. But like I said, I mean, this series, just like I said, I mean, I love the animation on it. I mean, some people don't like it. I mean, I like the animation on it. I mean, you know, it still looks G1 to me. I mean, it does got like a little bit of a CGI vibe to it and everything. I mean, but like I said, I mean, I think it's acceptable. I mean, some might not agree with me, but I like it. And like I said, I mean, the dynamic between Metroplex and Windblade, I mean, that worked out very well. Going into this battle, Metroplex isn't in the best shape at all, and so they actually send the combiners out to go try to find Regimus Maximus, and they locate him and everything, but they're trying to figure out, you know, things they need to do as far as to go ahead and get him going and everything. One of the best characters I've seen within this is you have Overlord. Overlord, he's awesome. I mean, like I said, I mean, he's ruthless. He's probably more ruthless than what I consider Megatron to be. I know at one point Grimlock actually says that too. So I mean, just that whole dynamic is just awesome. Like I said, right in this series, like I said, we just get a glimpse of him and everything. We don't actually see, you know, as much. I'm probably spoiling a little bit, but still, like I said, Overlord's a great character. I love the teamwork that actually happens within the combiners within this. You have Victorion, you got Devastator, you got Menasor, you got Computron. I mean, those characters right there, I mean, it's just so much within those groups actually getting along instead of always fighting each other, you know. You have Emissary. Emissary is a real good character too, as far as you know, a Titan Master. I wish I actually would have seen more of the Titan Masters. We did not get to see. He was really the only Titan Master was on there. I mean, but I do like the whole idea of Triptychon on this, you know, actually consuming things, because yeah, Triptychon goes around and he actually consumes the Titan Master and everything. So I mean, that idea and everything was just amazing, because the other Titans don't do anything like that. Only Triptychon did that, and that just rocked. Another thing that I really liked is you kind of find out that the Mistress of Flame and Megatron were actually friends. I mean, something like that, you know, normally didn't happen with Megatron. Megatron didn't really talk to a whole lot of people as far as outside his actual soldiers, you know. I mean, beyond if it wasn't somebody within his troops, he really didn't talk to a whole lot of people. And the fact that he did have a friendship with her, but she was from Caminus, so I mean, that's a little bit different and everything. So yeah, some of the Transformers like Windblade and the Mistress of Flame, they're actually from a planet called Caminus. There are a lot of unexpected things that happen within this series. Like I said, I ain't trying to reveal everything. There's a lot of unexpected things that happen within this series that we're going to continue on into the power of the primes. I mean, and that just kicks off that much more and everything. But this is my Titans Return video, so let's talk about that. I did like the way they did Victorion and the other combiners. The way they actually came together and was actually able to work together as a team, I mean, that was awesome. And to actually see them like that was just great. Now, a lot of us love Optimus Prime, but in this series, we actually get to see Optimus Prime himself go straight up with Trypticon. And that whole scene and that just whole sequence just rocked. It absolutely rocked. As far as the Titans transformations within this series, they really didn't show the actual Titans transform. I mean, you'd get like a, like some type of shadowy figure or something like that, like with Trypticon, even with Fortress Maximus and everything. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, you don't get to see them actually transform. So, I mean, that was one thing that kind of disappointed me. I mean, but, I mean, I guess it was all right and everything. I mean, but if you look at the intro within a whole, other than in this series, I mean, the transform sequence in that, I mean, it lasts for a while, I mean, you figure they could do that much more within the actual transforming of the characters in the series. Also, like Windblade and Megatron together, that made for some great scenes. And those two, when they got together, they really weren't going to get along that good, but she tried. There were a lot of things that weren't really explained in this series and everything, like the connection between the Starscream's DNA or composition and the connection to the Matrix and the Enigma combination. I mean, certain things like that really wasn't explained, and I would like to have seen those explained more, but they just didn't happen. Like I said, there was some negativity about this series, I mean, but for the most part and everything, if you go look at some of these videos, you'll see like a whole lot as far as likes on it, more than dislikes. So, I mean, it's always a good thing. I mean, you're always going to have people that like things and people that don't like things. Even if you would have had G1 back then, you would have had YouTube, there would have been somebody saying something about it back in the day too. So trust me, I was there. Now, I did love the big reveal at the end, as far as the big baddie, as far as you figure out, why is all this happening and everything. And then everything's revealed, and it was just shocking, absolutely shocking, when Megatronus came forth and he pretty much told them that he was the one over all this, and pretty much, I mean, that he was going to kill them all. Here's one thing I'm tired of, the old go-to, when in doubt, kill Optimus Prime. I mean, why? They could have figured out a whole better way to do that, because Megatronus pretty much punks them all, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, but like I said, I mean, as a whole, I love the story, and at the end, they pretty much, Megatron tells them, if you want to find out what happened, where Megatronus is going, you got to follow me. Now, after the whole thing with Hot Rod and Overlord, you wonder where is Hot Rod during the whole series, and you come to find out he steps back out in the end, and you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck just happened? But hey, that was my review of Transformers Titans Return, and I will see you next time.